This is a public service announcement that came out of the Los Angeles School District. And this is quite something. Russell brought this to my focus and thought we should do a segment on this. And at first, I'll be honest with you, sir, it sounded a little boring. But then I watched this video and I was like, no, this is actually one of the crazier things I've seen in a very long time, which means it was one of the more entertaining things I've seen in a very long time. So here is the Los Angeles School District, which I believe is the largest in the country. Is it even larger than New York? It is the largest, right?
It is the largest in the country.
Pushing food neutrality, the idea that there's no such thing as unhealthy food. Let's take a look here.
Donuts. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Smarter in seconds.
Yeah. Okay. I've debated some people, even people who mostly agree with us about postmodernism and where it's going. And some people are fond of the French postmodernists and some of their artistic contributions. However you feel about that, and they were also signing on to advocate for pedophilia. This is not a conspiracy theory. You can look this up. In France, there was a big movement advocating the idea that it's bad for society to repress sexuality, even among children. Keaton, are you eating some of that health food? We're pulling out some of that health food.
Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. Number one, these here. Let me tell you something. Number one, these are oven baked. These are not fried. Okay. Number two,
okay.
I'm going to show you for the camera. I don't know if you can see here. It says made with real cheese. You see that?
Oh,
real cheese.
They actually have cheese in there. All right. Well, actually, so maybe that's a healthy choice.
All natural ingredients. And number three, who are you, as a white man, to be moralizing my food?
Are you saying apples are racist again, Keaton?
I'm not saying apples are racist. I'm saying you are a privileged white man sitting here thinking that you are in some sort of position to tell me that cheese doodles and Coca-Cola are not healthy. And, I really think you need to check yourself about that.
Well, I disagree, Keaton. Because
who are you to say that? The Los Angeles School District is the biggest school district in the country, as we just established. Right.
Well, I suppose that does give them.
What's your credential?
Well, I think really the question here is what is that nutritionist in the video's credential? The woman who's telling you that you shouldn't have to earn food with the yellow shirt there, Kira Niemp Diop. She actually is a nutritionist. She has a really interesting employer though. I'm going to read here from an article on this from EV Magazine. She's the nutrition and ingredient researcher for Mondelez International, a large food and snack company based in Chicago, Illinois. The company owns some of the most popular snack products, including Chips Ahoy, Oreo, Ritz, Cadbury, Belvita, Post cereals, and more. To make matters worse, in November 2017, a lawsuit was filed against Mondelez for falsely advertising Belvita snack bars as healthy. Plaintiffs argued that the product was full of sugar and not nutritious as it claimed to be. Years later, Mondelez agreed to pay $8 million in settlement to Belvita customers.
These are Frito-Lay.
Yeah, I still
No
don't
conflict of interest there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the winner who actually created this describes herself as, she uses all of the buzzwords. She exists in her bio. She exists at the intersection of race and Muslim and queer identities, really proving something that I've been saying quite a lot and something I've said in this video. This is all a hustle. This is all a hustle. This is a way for these people to make money. It's amazing to me that people responsible for children would blast this out, but maybe it shouldn't, because if you look at the earlier video this nutritionist made for Outback Steakhouse, it kind of foreshadows this. Like, that was kind of her mean streets, and this is her Goodfellas, I think. So let's take a look at that earlier work that you did for Outback.
Are you a big fat bastard who loves eating at Outback Steakhouse but thinks the portions are too small? Well, good news, fat ass, because now there's the Outback Steakhouse Extreme. We don't have a bloomin' onion, we have a bloomin' pumpkin. You know what else we got? Elephant steaks, 50-pound elephant steaks. And why don't you wash it down with 40 ounces of malt liquor and ranch dressing, you fat fuck? Outback Steakhouse Extreme. Punish your toilet.
So you can see right there the direction she was always going to go in. This is really, to me, this is a peak example of how we've had some people chiming in here in the chat about postmodernism and its belief that all reality is socially constructed. Now, once you go down that road, inevitably, you open up the floor to con artists. If you believe that human perfidy is unique to any race, you're really opening yourself up to get bamboozled and conned by people who are going to take advantage of that ideology. If you are somebody who some social idea has come about that if you invoke certain buzzwords and certain ideas and you are of a protected class, some people are going to take advantage of this. This is pure race hustling. And the most tragic part of this is nobody suffers from obesity in this country more than African Americans do. These are African Americans throwing African Americans under the bus with a hustle.
Please clap.